Hey everybody, good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. What a nice day compared to how we started this week with the bitter cold, the snow, the wind chills. We're seeing the sunshine and we're just day one of a nice 3 to 4 day progression and trend toward better weather, just in time for your weekend. So got a lot to come up and show and tell you about. We're looking at, again, a pretty nice finish to the day today relative to where we started this week. A perfect blend. Blue skies, sunshine, a couple of clouds out there, and looking pretty good if you look at the conditions compared to where we were again just a couple of days ago. With the conditions right now warming up, relatively speaking, we're keeping it breezy, we're keeping it bright, we're keeping it dry, and that bodes well for a couple of key topics coming up we'll talk about in the next several minutes. We're at 52 right now, and for the first time in the past 3 days, we're not talking about a feels like temperature. It is what it is. It's 52. It feels like 52. We're without the bitter wind and the cold temperature combination. So we're kind of breezy out there, west at about 23 miles an hour, but not that bad. Again, always try and find that silver lining for you, and we'll take any little bit of improvement as we get through this afternoon and through this evening. Speaking of which, this evening we're looking at those temperatures falling with the clear skies and still rather breezy. It'll be a brisk finish to the day today, but should be a very pleasant Thursday, and we're going to again carry that trend into the next several days and right into the weekend. Couple small flies in the ointment that I'll walk you through hour by hour for your weekend, but overall the trend is a bit better than we have been for the past couple of days. So a little sunshine out there the first part of the evening, and then that jacket will be necessary as we go through the first half of the night. Now, if you had an opportunity, again, more to come on this in the next few minutes, another chance tonight for checking out those northern lights. And a couple of things to keep in mind, and we'll talk about it again momentarily. When you're looking at this line, it's not an exact line. We had pictures sent to us from areas all over central Ohio, north of Columbus, south of Columbus, east and west. So the opportunity again for checking out those northern lights will be with us again tonight. A couple of key points about that. Much better chance to see them with your mobile phone, with your cell phone, than with the naked eye. Even if you detect a little bit of faint color, maybe some reddish or greenish or bluish out there, take a picture. It has to be a longer area, a longer time, I should say, in terms of the time to get enough light into that picture, usually about 3 seconds. So if you set your phone down on something solid, you'll have a better chance. And so keep that in mind as you're making your plans for the first half of tonight. Now, we're also looking a little bit better. You saw that camera shot at the top of our conversation, had a pleasant mix of clouds and sun. So that's appealing to the eye and looking pretty good for appearance sake this evening, but it's not what we want to see. My backyard last night had just too many clouds. I just couldn't quite capture that northern lights with a cloud cover out there. Hopefully, and this last loop bodes well, a few clouds to the north of Columbus, but overall the trend will be any clouds south and west to kind of move on through and thin as we go through the first half of tonight. So let's look at the latest models, keying in on that point. What are the clouds going to do? As expected, they're moving out, and I don't see a whole lot of reinforcements coming back in. Just after sunset at 6 o'clock. We're not fully dark yet. It'll take a couple of hours to really get going. 6, 7, 8 o'clock, no clouds. That looks pretty good if you want to check out those northern lights. As we go through the next several hours, a couple of high clouds coming back in. That's by midnight. A lot of the key times last night, between about 9:30 to about 11:30 last night. Couple of pictures either side of that, so that's not an exact indication of what will happen tonight, but obviously the closer or the further away from sunset, so 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, a much better chance. And obviously we're talking northern lights, so you want to look north if you can, have an unobstructed view to the north with houses or structures, and get away from city lights if you can. That will make that journey for you a little bit more productive. Now, tomorrow's forecast, starting off a little chilly. Will be a couple of clouds around. We'll not see the gusty winds that we had today or the past couple of days. So a pleasant start to the day. Around 50, a real rapid warm up, and we'll continue that into the afternoon. A couple of late day clouds. So sunglasses, yes. Extra layer in the morning, check. Afternoon and the evening should be okay. So something to look forward to, and that trend continues. Then we're on to Friday. Why not? Your weekend starts and so does mine. Looking at dry conditions for high school football. And if you're not planning on going to one of those playoff games, just get out and enjoy it. Temperatures in the 50s, above normal on Friday, and we're going to keep it dry. Yeah, we'll see a couple of clouds in here in the afternoon and the evening, but the trend will be 57, 55 at 7 o'clock, and then falling into the 40s. So you certainly will need that outer layer in the school spirit colors, of course, but overall the trend will be for a pretty nice Friday evening compared to how we started the week. Then we get to Saturday. A Buckeye game, if you hadn't heard, 7:30 in the evening. Probably have some things to do during the day. If you have plans, I'd keep them. the chance of a shower early on Saturday looks to be pretty slim. Very low chance. Much of your Saturday, as this model bears that hour by hour, save for a stray shower around lunch from Columbus down 33 toward Athens. Looks pretty dry. That area by 3 o'clock, maybe you're making your way down to campus toward the Shoe for some pre-game tailgating. Should not be an issue mid-afternoon. Then we get to Saturday evening, just before kickoff, 7 o'clock. If you're seeing what I'm seeing, I'm watching the second area of showers kind of rotating back down through. It looks like the timing of that will still make for a good first half of the game, but by the end of the game, maybe 9, 10, 11 o'clock, we'll watch that chance of rain coming back in. So I would at least plan on packing your scarlet and gray poncho because you cannot take umbrellas into the Shoe, but you probably won't need them for most of the game. And we're still looking at reasonably mild temperatures in the 50s as we go through the night. Buckeye forecast again, afternoon through the evening. Tailgate plans look just fine. We'll carry that chance of a shower after halftime through the second half of the game. At this point, and that was still a few days out, and that model was painted with a pretty broad brush, we'll continue to fine-tune that forecast for not just the Buckeye game, but for all your weekend plans as we get closer, of course, to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is only Wednesday after all. 10 weather impact, 7-day forecast for you. Thursday, 53 after a crisp, cool start. Friday, 58, increasing clouds but dry. Saturday could see a couple of stray light showers in the morning, a better chance of late showers into Saturday night and into Sunday morning. Sunday morning should be drying out. We'll cool it down a bit as the system begins to move away, and then we'll cool it down considerably for Monday, Tuesday. Next chance of showers comes back in as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week, and temperatures bounce back a little bit to around 50 degrees again by next Wednesday. Now, again, starting last night, just an avalanche of pictures coming in to the 10 TV newsroom and to the weather department. We have a lot of video and pictures to show you the northern lights seen right here in Ohio. Take a look. We have video from 10 TV meteorologists and reporters, but also some viewers sending in pictures of the aurora borealis. Last time we saw it this bright was about a year ago, late October of 2024. Now, if you missed it, we do have another chance to see those northern lights tonight on Wednesday. Now, what we want to keep in mind is the best viewing is based on your location. Find a spot where you can look due north. It's key, obviously, the northern lights for a reason. And then we lower the horizon and then becoming a little more faint as they come overhead. Timing is really important as well. You want to wait until well after sunset, and if you can, get away from the larger city lights and that light pollution. You do want to see those colors lighting up the sky. Send us your pictures. Send them to mornings at 10tv.com, or if you've got our email address, you can send it to wx@10tv.com as well. So a really nice opportunity to check out some of those lights. Hopefully skies will be clear. We'll see a repeat performance. But again, a really important part of that is if you have that mobile phone, it's going to do a lot better job of what you can see with the naked eye. You want to find a dry, flat, stable surface to set that phone on, and then open up that camera lens for 3 seconds. Hold that very, very still, and then let it take the picture, and voila. You'll be amazed at what you might find from taking some of those pictures of the northern lights. So keep that in mind. Hopefully, happy aurora borealis hunting this Wednesday night. Now, switching gears just a bit, a little step back into Halloween. Outside of Dublin, Swaco is accepting pumpkins through December 14th, so a couple more weeks. You can drop them off at any recycling convenience center on Jackson Pike. Just make sure to kill off any wax, paint, decorations, and remove any candles or lights from inside. Now, we're past the prime when it comes to those beautiful fall colors. Still some colors out there, but we're now on the backside of that. But it is peak time for the yard work with those leaves on the ground. Weekend might be an opportunity to pick up on that, but do we really need to rake? Good question. Susan Elizabeth Littlefield has the answer that some of you might want to buy a little bit of free time.
It's a task many endure.
I hate to rake.
And some
I have 3 grandchildren to help me do it.
share. Alana is an expert of sorts.
How many bags do you think you've done?
Today, probably 20, 25.
She has a job, landscaping. She also has a strategy.
Blow it all into a pile. If you have a leaf blower, that's kind of the best way, and then rake it up.
When it comes to her own lawn,
Personally, I leave my leaves on until it rains and they get funky and weird, because they will break down.
so that got us wondering.
A lot of us this time of year are spending our Saturdays and Sundays bagging.
We asked this turf grass expert if all the yard work was worth it.
Do we have to do that?
In general, we actually recommend people to try to mulch or return the tree leaves and just mow them into the lawn, because you're basically just returning all those nutrients that those trees use to make those leaves back into your lawn.
He says there is an exception to the rule if leaves are piled on thick and wet.
It can actually have some negative consequences for the lawn and actually kill some of the grass.
He showed us this mowed over lawn is an ideal example.
It's a good thing to have some leaf cover because that's nutrients for the lawn. It also provides a little bit of habitat for insects and other organisms that are growing in the soil or in the lawn itself over winter.
So leaves in moderation.
Exactly. A little bit is a good thing. Too much can be a problem.
Yeah, that's true for a lot of things, right?
Exactly.
So for all the weekend warriors out there,
How many hours would you say you spent?
Oh,
less,
about
maybe
7?
more.
I think people are going to like your advice.
Yeah, I think it's great because it saves time and energy as people for mowing their leaves, but it's also better for the environment.
In St. Paul, with photojournalist Jose Pascual, Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, WCCO News.
Interesting, and maybe making some plans for you this weekend. Now, this holiday season, food will be a source of concern for many families with food insecurity in Central Ohio. That's why 10 TV is teaming up with the Mid-Ohio Food Collective and several community sponsors for our new 2025 initiative, Fill the Truck, Feed the Kids. Every dollar helps support meals for those who need it the most. You can make a difference by just donating today. Just text the word FEED, feed, to 614-460-3345 to get a link sent straight to your phone and help us fight hunger across Central Ohio. And keep in mind, the food pantry, the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, think of them as a multiplier. They can really take every dollar that you're donating to fill the truck and feed the kids and multiply that much, much further than any of us can. I don't care how good of a coupon clipper or grocery shopper you are, let the experts take care of that and let's help them fill the truck. Text the word feed to 614-460-3345. So that is it for your weather update here on 10 TV Plus. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz. I'll be back later this afternoon and tonight with a forecast, hopefully capturing some of your northern light pictures right along with you, and looking forward to an improving forecast for the second half of the week. We'll have those details coming up. Join us. Other than that, enjoy the day.